For the fourth assignment, I decided to research the artist Nan Goldin. She was a photographer whose work often explored LGBT bodies, moments of intimacy, the HIV crisis, and the opioid epidemic. This photo here is called Self-Portrait Writing in My Diary, Boston, 1984, and the photo is by Nan herself. You can find her work in MoMA. This photo is titled Greer and Robert on the Bed, NYC, and was taken in 1982. The photographer uses several techniques that we've learned about in class. First of all, this photo is interpretive and leaves a lot up to the imagination. Greer is lying down on the bed and Robert is sitting up facing away from her. It's unclear if they're speaking to each other, and it's also unclear if they're tired, upset, or perhaps both. Greer looks physically ill, but again, we wouldn't know for sure. There are masks on the wall, adding even more to the mystery of this photograph. We also don't know exactly where they are. This is also an example of hard light. This photo is titled Rise and Monty Kissing, NYC, and is taken in 1980. This photo, while also somewhat interpretive because we don't have context, could also be considered explanatory. The explanation could be something like how to give a passionate kiss. This photo also uses the bullseye technique where your eyes are immediately drawn to the subject of the photograph. This photo is titled Misty in Sheridan Square, NYC, and was taken in 1991. This photo uses the popular technique of the rule of threes. The subject is a crossdresser at what looks to be a protest in the city. It's becoming more and more clear to me that Nan prefers some sort of mystery in her work because they all seem to be more or less interpretive. There is a police officer looking on. The aesthetic of the photograph is noteworthy as well. The blue of Misty's hair and the blue of the officers' uniforms complement each other nicely. This photo is called Nan and Brian in Bed, NYC, and was taken in 1983. Again, this photo is interpretive as we have no real context for what's happening in the photo. Brian smokes a cigarette while Nan looks on. They seem to be in a bedroom. This photograph is rather monochrome and there is a combination of light. This photo is called Nan 1 month after being battered, taken in 1984. This photo uses the bullseye technique in order and uses the technique of complementary colors in a very dark way. Nan's lipstick color matches the color of her bruises and the blood vessels that have popped in her eye. This photo is descriptive. We know that Nan was battered. We know that it was about a month or so out from the incident, and we can see that she suffered quite a bit. This photo is called Misty and Jimmy Paulette in a Taxi, shot in New York City in 1991. This photo is of two cross-dressers in the back of a taxi cab in New York. Nan once again takes a photograph, leaving us with many unanswered questions. Where are they going? What are they talking about? Are they happy or sad? The use of backlighting makes this photo much more dramatic. The last photo is one from a collection of photos called The Ballad of Sexual Dependency and was taken between 1979 and sometime between 1979 and 1986. This photo is interpretive as well because there's no context. There's a combination of light that draws the viewer to look at the boy laying in the trunk of the car first and then the couple in the back of the car. That brings me to the end of my photo presentation of Nan Goldin and her work.